Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tayler Yarish Show. Here we are. We're making it happen. How's it going? It's fucking hot as balls out, you know. This is the weather that you asked for. Just remember that. When it was 16 degrees outside and you were freezing your nards off, you know, walking to the subway and you're like, I just can't wait for summer. Well, guess what? It's here. It's fucking 91 degrees outside. The sun's beating down. There's just a perpetual state of sweat and guck. I'm feeling it right now. I came home not too long ago, didn't shower, just went, you know, cooked some. Oh, dude, I cooked hot ramen. I don't, it wasn't cold. It was hot ramen. But like I always eat my food way too quickly because the amount of time it takes for me to cook it versus the amount of time it takes for me to eat it is so much longer. So I always wait, no, that logic doesn't make any sense. That's not the reason. I eat my food quickly. That's what I'm trying to say. I eat my food very quickly and always right after it's done. So the moment that it's completed, I will put it in my face. It doesn't matter if the ramen was literally boiling seconds ago. I will eat the ramen, which is what I did. So I ate the ramen, and then I cooked some eggs on top of it, ate those, and it was just steam in my face. The air conditioner's not on. Yeah, so I'm very sweaty and very gucky. Gucky? That's not a word. Yucky. That's what I was looking for. But yeah, man, this is where AC is a must. You know, I know people who like don't really keep it, you know, maybe they put it on just before bed or they just don't put you gotta have the air conditioner on. I know, you know, the utilities or whatever, it's expensive. Did you have like parents growing up who were like, don't put that, why is it so cold in here? Don't put the AC on. Why? It's so hot. It's so hot. My aunt is like that. Actually, I don't really know if she's like that during the summer, but during the winter, she's like that with the heat. She lives up in like northern New Jersey, and she just does not put the heat on. She's like, no, we could just wear. Everyone in the house is like bundled up in hoodies and blankets. It's ridiculous. I'm like, you live in basically a cabin in the mountains. It's snowing outside. It's 4 degrees. Turn on the fucking heat, you know? Your children are freezing. What are you doing here? But yeah, there's people like that with the air conditioner. I can't do it. I would rather it be on. For some people, it's a noise thing, you know? Over here in New York, we got all the, you know, you just got a window unit. If you have fucking, you know, I don't even know what the term is called. It's not inline, in-unit air no, central air. Central air. If you have central air conditioning, you probably don't even listen to this podcast or you don't live in New York, because it's very expensive. It's very expensive to have things, but not have like the physical things be in the way. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a radiator, if you have central heat, first of all, that's the tops. I don't even know if that exists in the city, but so central heat is the tops, and then you have like the radiator, which like spits at you during the winter at random times. Like ours, when it kicks on, it just it like spits water and it goes on the wall, and that's probably, you know, aiding to the already damaged walls. But then some people don't even have that. They got to have like an external unit that they like plug in, and the thing just stands in the corner of a room, you know, like it's a fucking plant. And I'm lucky that I don't have that, you know. I got the spitty radiator, folks. But my wall is fucking destroyed. It doesn't matter, you know. At this point, we're not gonna worry about it. We have a new. I didn't say this. We got a new fucking maintenance person in the building, and she seems like she's on top of her shit. She hit me up or no, that's not true. I hit her up about the wall because I'm like, I'm not getting hit with this, you know, when we move out. And yeah, so I messaged her about it, and I'm like, hey, this wall here, you got to come take a look at it. The last guy was supposed to do something about it, never did. Kind of throwing him under the bus, but I'm also not. Like, I've asked this fucking guy to fix so many things. He comes over, like it's a huge inconvenience, you know what I mean? And he does one thing, or he like takes a look at it, assesses it, and then he's got to come back. You all know, if you've listened to this podcast, you know the fucking drill I have with the maintenance guy. But anyway, so you got the new maintenance lady. She comes over. She takes a look at this wall that has kind of always had water damage, but in the past, you know, year or two, it's gotten worse. But it's a gradual thing. You don't notice it. You know what I mean? If there's a crack, it's like a crack in your windshield. You notice there's a crack initially, and then just slowly over time it gets bigger, and that's what happens with the wall. And so our wall is basically falling apart. There's a large, you know, it's got like varicose veins running up the side of the thing, and then the top of the ceiling has water damage, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm out of town a lot, so I didn't see it, you know. And she basically was like, we can't even. It's not like a quick fix. It's not like put spackle on the wall. She's like, we have to take the wall out. So at some point, she's got to come in. I got to take all this shit out of the room. She's got to bust down the wall, put up a new wall, and do all that just so I don't have to spend, or not spend, but just so I get my security deposit back. Which I really want, you know. It's a good chunk of change. Good chunk of change. I'm drinking a beer right now. Good old Fat Tire. Sponsor us. Yeah, I have beers in the fridge because a friend of mine was coming over. He needed some help. He wanted me to read over this script that he's writing for the sketch and just kind of, you know, workshop it, give notes and all that. And I had nothing, you know, I'm a host. I like to be a good host, and I had no drinks to offer this guy. It's a 2-second interaction of like, hey, can I get you something to drink? You know? But if you're not prepared, I feel like it's a little moment, but it's a necessary one. Even if they don't need anything. Even if you... What the fuck? Oh my God, my phone is giving me directions. Okay, it doesn't want me to do the podcast. That was fucking weird, huh? Anywho, yeah, it's a small interaction. What the fuck? I'm getting so many goddamn notifications. Oh my God. I'm trying to sell this fucking watch, and I got like 19 people trying to buy the watch from me. Nobody's committing. It's also somewhat my fault because I'm not home for anybody to pick the watch up. You know, I'm like, hey, can you come at 10:30 at night or 7 in the morning? Is that possible? But, you know, most people have a normal 9-to-5 job, and they can't do that. They want to come at like 7 o'clock. Can we come at like 7 o'clock? I'm like, I am never home at 7 o'clock. Listen, you want to come meet me at New York Comedy Club? I will get off stage and hand you the watch. How about that? It's like, you know, it's like $50. This is a very nice watch. I don't have the patience to sell and nickel and dime and you know, to really negotiate. I'm like, I'm trying to get rid of some of the clutter. And, yeah, so I've been trying to, somebody's supposed to come like tonight and pick it up, but what the fuck is happening? Is this my phone? What is? Hold the folks. Hold the folks. Hold the phone. I am losing my goddamn mind, guys. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this on Do Not Disturb. Seriously though, what the fuck is happening? That's the second time. Is it my watch? Is it my fucking watch? I don't know what's happening. Guys, the podcast is falling off the rails. Oh, what are we doing? What was I saying? I wasn't talking about the the maintenance person talking about the beer. The person, right, my buddy coming over and needing to offer him something like that 2-second interaction that then unravels into like half my day, because I'm like, I have nothing to offer him. I only have like tap water. And I'm like, you need options. So I went out and I bought I went to a bodega and I bought 2 cans of seltzer of different flavors, which gives the illusion that I have like multiple of them. But really, I only have 2 of each flavor. And then I bought a case of beer. And it was a big part of my day. It was a big deal to like go down there. He was like on his way. I got to go down. What do I get? I don't want to get like an IPA. If I get an IPA, then that's very specific. Some people hate IPAs. Some people love them. It's too much of a gamble, But if I just get like a regular, this is an amber ale, which I don't really know. Pale ale, amber ale. I don't know I just know ale is kind of a middle of the road beer, whatever. And I recognize Fat Tire. It's fine. And if you say, hey, do you want a beer? People they expect an ale, a lager. Don't know the difference, but you get it. So I got these 3 different things, and he came over and this guy, you want something to drink? He's like, no, that's okay. I got my water. I was like, yeah, totally. That's cool. All that. I did all that for that interaction. Does that make me weird? Like, should I be okay being like, hey, man, I don't really have anything to drink. I can get you some tap water. That just feels wrong. I want to offer you some shit. I don't have many people in my home. And so if somebody comes over, I want you to feel welcome. I want you to feel, first of all, oh my God, when he was like, hey, can we set this up that we were going to meet up and do this. And I'm like, where do you want to meet up? And he said, is your place available? Because mine's not. And I was like, fuck. Because now, like I said, this is a huge part of my day. Now I got to clean the whole place. The dishes, the clothes. I've always said this. Like, I like when people come over because it forces me to clean up. Because I would rather clean and do dishes and do laundry and scrub the toilet and do all this shit that I neglect to avoid having someone come over here and, give any kind of look. I don't want you to raise your fucking eyebrow when you walk in here, unless it's to be like, oh, it's a nice plate. That's all, So I was just breaking my back like a single mother in here, just sweeping and swiffering and spraying and wiping and cleaning and folding and putting away in, just for the one moment where he walks in. Oh, nice place. That's it. That's all I get. That's the only payoff that you get. It's not like they leave here and then they go tell their other friends like, oh, you gotta go to Yarish's. I mean, the place is immaculate. That does not happen. You get no payoff. There's no true satisfaction. You don't get the appreciation that you probably deserve. It's probably like it's like being a parent. Not exactly, but the sentiment is of like, you do all this work, you do everything for your kids, and they can never truly appreciate how much you do for them. And that is true. I agree with that. Like when you think about just like, if you are lucky enough to live in a house where you have, like a family dinner every night or something like that, and you sit down and your mom or your dad, they make the meal, and then you sit down and you talk and all that stuff. Like just the act of cooking a meal for like 4 people, that is fucking insane. First of all, the idea that you're going to spice it up with like variety-wise, I get now why my mother cooked chicken all the time. Because it's like, hey, bitch, there's only so many meats. You know what I mean? Like, as a kid, I'm like, chicken again? What the fuck else do you want? What do you mean, fire up some steaks? Huh? Is that what do you want, veal? You want some fucking venison or elk meat? You spoiled little bitch? Yeah, we're having chicken. It's the most populous fucking rodent, animal, mammal that we have on this fucking country. And it's the most popular one. It's in every grocery store. They're just basically giving it away compared to steak. Yeah, we're having fucking chicken. Okay? So you're just going to sit down, you're going to eat it, and you're going to like it. How about that? How about that? It was that and Hamburger Helper. Those are the big ones. And there's another thing. Hamburger Helper, where it's like, Hamburger Helper again. Yes. Hamburger Helper was the, I'm going to show a movie today. You know, like if your parents were substitute teachers, the Hamburger Helper was showing a movie. And sometimes you got to show a movie. It's fine. But as kids, you're so fucking selfish and wrapped up in your own shit, you don't get it. You're just like, you're like, what are you, a little fucking prince? What's the matter with you? I couldn't imagine cooking every night for 3 other people. Not even just the cooking, the grocery shopping. The grocery shopping is a chore. I don't even know what I want half the time. There's too much shit in a grocery store. There's too much shit that doesn't apply to me. There's whole aisles and rows that I'm like, I'll never go down there. I'll never learn how to cook anything in that fucking aisle. I eat basically the same thing all the time, and yet I still go into the grocery store and I'm like, what do people eat? You know, I have no idea sometimes. I'll look at like a fucking radish or something, and I'm just like, how do people use this? You know what I mean? There's shit where I'm like, what are you doing with that ingredient? How are you making it somehow add to a dish? I'm not good with ingredients. I don't do ingredients. I'm buying this thing, I'm cooking this thing. I'm throwing salt and pepper on it, and I'm shoving it in my face. That's my cooking. Could I, if I put in the effort, and yes, I could read a recipe, and I'll go to the store, and I'll get all the ingredients, but the problem is you go, and they don't fucking sell that for one. You gotta buy a fucking bulk of it. I've had scallions sitting in my fridge for like 2 weeks because I used them once to put them on top of ramen, and it didn't even add anything. I just saw somebody do it in a video to add some color, and it's like, who gives a shit? It didn't taste any different. I got like one scallion. Yep, that was the scallion. Not worth it. Now I got the whole bunch, the whole bundle just fucking sitting in there. I mean, the amount of people are like, oh, we waste so much food in America. Yeah, it's because nobody knows how to fucking cook, man. Or we're selling them in a fucking bundle. You know what I mean? Especially in the city. There's a lot of people in the city who don't live with anybody, and they don't live with a family of 4, so it doesn't make sense for them to buy, you know, a whole thing of whatever, of produce. It doesn't make sense. Can you I don't know. Is it weird to if I froze the scallions? That seems crazy to me. What, I'm going to use one scallion and then I'm going to freeze the rest of them till I'm going to use them again? And then I'm what? Oh, we're making the fucking Thai chili thing. Let me thaw out the scallions like a psycho. Let me take out the scallions that are frozen next to the severed head in my freezer. Dude, no one's freezing scallions. All right? First of all, they cost like 90 cents. You fucking use them and then you throw them away. I'm just holding on to them, hoping that I have some spark of madness that tells me, from the universe that tells me how to use a fucking scallion. If you know how to use a scallion, chime in, because I'm just shooting into the dark here. No idea how to do it. That was a lot. Anyway. What's going on in your neck of the woods? Are you scared about the monkeypox, everybody? The monkeypox. We got a new one coming down the fucking pike. Dude, I hope, let it kill me. I don't give a shit. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it with monkeypox. First off, what a fucking horrible name. Monkeypox? You want people to, if this is a real disease, you want people to care about it, you're going to call it monkeypox? That's like, sounds like a child named it. I know that corona sounded weird too, but like when you already have a pox, you know, we already have smallpox, and I get, okay, maybe, all right. I get it. We have chicken pox. So is that the same? I don't even know how chicken pox started. Did it come from a chicken? Did chicken pox? I love when other people search shit that I search and they just finish it for me. Whoa. The red spots were once thought to look like chickpeas, as in garbanzo beans. Another theory is that the rash of chickenpox looks like the peck marks caused by a chicken. But in case you were wondering, chickenpox can't be caught from a chicken. Dude, that's why it's called chickenpox? Because it looks like you were pecked to death from a chicken? Dude, what the fuck does monkeypox look like? Does monkeypox look like you were just beaten to death by a fucking chimpanzee? I mean, what? Why is it called monkeypox? Why is it called monkeypox? Google is on it today. The name monkeypox comes from the first documented case of the illness in animals in 1958. No shit. Oh, so this has been around for a while. When 2 outbreaks occurred in monkeys kept for research. Okay, so wait. All right, so the monkeypox actually came from the monkeys. So monkeypox is closer to like HIV than it is to chickenpox. So what does pox mean? What is the I don't know. What is pox in medical terms? A virus disease characterized by pustules or eruptions. Okay. All right. So if you got like pustules or eruptions, then it's a pox. Then it is box. Tell you what, sometimes I go into Victoria's Secret, I got a box in my pants, you know what I'm saying? Alrighty. All right. Yeah, that's fucking gross. But I don't know. I'm not worried about the monkeypox. It's just, it seems like it was time, you know, it was time for a new thing. Corona was getting a little dead, you know? They're grasping at straws. I don't think that it's a high alert. COVID's on, it's out where we've entered into the high alert territory. You know, like COVID's become like the fucking, it's like the sun rays in the weather, like the heat index, you know? You check the weather app, it's like, oh, yeah, the sun's really bad today. Got a heat index of 11. Make sure you wear the sunscreen. That's what COVID is. We got a high COVID index. Make sure you wear the mask now. Even though there could still be someone out there when it's none of it makes sense. But I'm like I said, not doing it. I don't wear my mask on the trains anymore. Sorry, I don't do it. And there's other people like me that don't do it. Yes, do most people wear their mask on the train? Yeah, and that's fine. You do that if you want to do it, but I'm not doing it anymore. No one's ever said anything to me. So I'm not doing it. There's other people that don't wear it. We're not doing it. That's like the one place where if somebody were going to say something, that's where they would say something, is on the train. Also, speaking of the train, if you don't live in New York, you probably didn't see this, but so I guess the MTA, the train system here, they released, I guess you have to call them like limited edition Biggie Smalls Metro cards. Like normally a Metro, I don't have one with me. A Metro card is just like a yellow little plastic credit card looking thing. It says Metro card on it. But they came out with like a Metro card that has Biggie Smalls on it. And people flooded the subway stations in Brooklyn. I guess they only did it in Brooklyn. Maybe it was at one stop. I don't know. But they flooded the subway stations, lining up out the subway and around the block to get a fucking Metro card with Biggie Smalls' face on it. I mean, whoever came up with this idea is fucking genius, because it costs money. You got to get a new Metro card, and you can't, I don't think you can get a new Metro card without putting money on it. So you got at least a couple bucks from every single one of those people. I mean, why don't they do this? They should do this every month. Just have, this is the limited edition One Direction, or I don't know, somebody else, relevant. This is this Metro card. This is this Metro card. And I guess you could do it with New York artists, depending on where they grew up in the city. That's where they would have them at the Metro card, or at the stations. It probably made a lot of money. Dude, the city's just begging for ideas. They're about to put in like a casino, I think, or they're make gambling legal or something, because the city needs to make money. They pushed all the billionaires out. Nobody's paying for shit. The rent is skyrocketing. We're grasping at straws. I heard, this is not my idea, but I heard this idea like a while back about the city of New York should basically lease out the names on the bridges for advertisers. It would sound weird, but it would bring in so much fucking money. Like instead of coming over the Brooklyn Bridge, you were coming over like the Verizon Bridge. Now that's definitely not as sexy. That's not going to be in any rap songs. But like you could probably charge a high fucking ticket price, and it wouldn't be forever. Obviously the baseline, name is going to be the Brooklyn Bridge, but like for a period of time, let's say, or let's say the Olympics or something is in town, you switch it out, you rotate it. Oh, this month it's this bridge. Would that get confusing? Yes, it would, but we need money in the city. So I'm on board with that, because I don't give a shit what bridge I'm going over. I'm still riding my moped in the bike lane. So doesn't change my life. What can you do? Anywho, folks, that is the pod for this week. I gotta figure out what the fuck is going on with my phone and my Google Maps and did I just kick the camera? Sure did. Great. That is the podcast this week. We have a Yellow Bar comedy show this Wednesday. It is the last one that we're gonna have for a little bit, because we have to change venues. We are getting, like everyone else, priced out. The owners of the bar basically told us, hey, it's not really financially viable for us to do this show unless we sell out every single show that you do. We do sell out a lot of them, but we're not going to be able to sell out every single one, so we have to move. It is what it is. But so this is the last one that we're going to have there for a little while. So come on down. Unfortunately, I won't be there, but you should still come, because it's going to be a great lineup. It's, who do we got? We got Andy Haynes, we got Eric Newman, we got Sam Evans, we got Julio Diaz, Joe Mahoney, we have, who the fuck is, really over the, Cat Belinfante. That's who we got. Just forgetting her name. And Jimmy HVD hosting. God, it's such a good lineup, and I'm not even going to be there because I'm going to Myrtle Beach on fucking Tuesday, going down there for a comedy festival, the World Series of Comedy, and then I'll be back the following week. So yeah, come on out to that show if you got nothing going on. Yeah, I mean, I would say if you're in Myrtle Beach, come to the show, but I'm gonna I don't know where all the listeners are from, but I'm going to guess none of you are in Myrtle Beach at the moment. Anything else to tell you folks? I don't think so. Yeah, have a good week. Don't get the monkeypox, and go eat some hamburger helper. Have a good one.